Your cat is watching you right now, not because it's bored, not because something caught its eye. It's watching you because it is waiting for something specific, something it has been waiting for since the very first day it came into your life. And the heartbreaking part, most owners never do it. Not once, not in years, not ever. This video is about that one thing, and by the time we're done, you're going to want to put your phone down and go find your cat. Let's get into it. Your cat speaks a language you were never taught. Here is the first thing you need to understand. Cats do not communicate the way humans do. They don't use words. They don't use obvious gestures. They don't bark or whimper or come to you with their needs clearly displayed. Cats communicate in a language that is subtle, layered, and almost entirely physical. A slow blink, a tail position, the angle of the ears, the way they choose to enter a room. Every single one of these is a word in a language most humans walk past without reading. Consider this. When your cat walks in and bumps its head against your leg, that is not just a greeting. It is a deliberate deposit of scent from the glands along its forehead, a marking that says you are part of its world, something it claims and values. When it shows you its belly, it is not always an invitation to touch. It is a display of complete vulnerability, something cats only do when they feel entirely safe. When it slowly walks toward you and then stops halfway and sits down, it is checking your response before committing to the approach. Every single one of these moments is communication. And because most owners were never taught this language, they miss it every day, in hundreds of small moments that their cat intended as conversation. Your cat has been talking to you this whole time, in its own language, and waiting patiently for you to answer back. The thing your cat is waiting for is simply this: to be understood. Not just loved, not just fed and kept warm, actually understood. And the way you do that starts with one gesture that takes less than 3 seconds. The slow blink. If you have never heard of the slow blink, this is the moment that changes everything. In cat body language, direct eye contact is a signal of threat. In the wild, a hard stare from another animal means danger. It means challenge. It means something is about to happen that you need to be ready for. So, when your cat makes eye contact with you and holds it, that is already an act of courage. It is already a signal that it trusts you enough to meet your gaze. But the slow blink takes it further. When a cat half closes its eyes slowly, in a long, deliberate, relaxed blink, it is doing something that has no equivalent in threat behavior. A threatened cat does not close its eyes. A tense cat does not soften its gaze. The slow blink is only possible in a state of complete safety and trust. It is the closest thing cats have to a smile, to an "I love you," to "I am safe with you, and I want you to know it." And research confirms it. A 2020 study from the University of Sussex found that cats slow blink more frequently at humans who slow blink back at them. When a human initiates the slow blink, cats are more likely to approach that person, more likely to stay near, more likely to respond with slow blinks of their own. What makes this finding remarkable is that it worked even with strangers. Cats who had never met the person before were more willing to approach and interact after receiving a slow blink from them. It wasn't about familiarity. It wasn't about food or scent. It was about that single, wordless signal: I am not a threat. I see you. I am here with you in this moment. That is the power of 3 seconds and a half-closed eye. Your cat has been sending you this signal for years, and waiting, every single time, to see if you would send it back. What happens when you finally do it? This is the part that most cat owners describe as one of the most unexpectedly emotional moments they have ever had with their pet. Try it right now, or the next time your cat is resting nearby and makes eye contact with you. Hold its gaze gently. Not a hard stare, just soft eye contact. Then slowly, deliberately, close your eyes halfway and let them open again, the same way your cat does it. And then watch. In many cases, the cat will pause. It will hold very still for a moment, as if processing something, and then it will blink back. That exchange, those 3 seconds, that is the conversation your cat has been trying to have with you this whole time. That is the acknowledgement it has been waiting for. Not food, not play, not being picked up or held, just that single, quiet signal that says, I see you, I am safe with you, I know you're here. Some cat owners who try this for the first time after years of living with their cat say they felt something shift in the relationship almost immediately. The cat starts seeking them out more, sitting closer, initiating contact in ways it never used to, because the cat finally got an answer. Before we continue, if this is resonating with you and you haven't subscribed yet, please take a second and do it now. We make videos like this every single week, content that actually helps you understand what your cat is experiencing and what it needs from you. It's free and it takes one tap. Subscribe and keep watching, because what's coming next is just as important as the slow blink. The thing that breaks the bond, without you realizing it now. Here's the harder side of this. Just as the slow blink builds trust, there are things most owners do every day that quietly erode it, without ever meaning to, and understanding them matters just as much as learning the slow blink. The first is forced interaction, picking up a cat when it hasn't signaled that it wants to be held, approaching it when its body language says it needs space, holding it in place when it's trying to move away. Each of these sends a message in cat language. Your comfort matters more to me than yours, and that message accumulates over time. The second is unpredictability. Cats are creatures of deep routine. They track patterns, feeding times, your movements through the house, the sounds that signal certain events. When your schedule is erratic, when your reactions are inconsistent, when the environment changes frequently without warning, your cat's stress levels rise in ways that are invisible but real. It becomes harder for it to relax fully in your presence. The third, and this one is subtle, is never initiating. Many owners wait for their cat to come to them, and they interpret a cat that doesn't come often as a cat that is independent, or aloof, or simply less affectionate. But for some cats, especially those who experience inconsistency early in life, the absence of initiation from you reads as indifference. It stops trying because it stopped expecting a response. And the fourth is something almost no one considers: tone of voice. Cats cannot understand your words, but they read the emotional tone behind them with surprising accuracy. A sharp voice, even if you're not directing frustration at the cat, registers as a threat signal. An owner who frequently argues, raises their voice, or creates a tense atmosphere in the home, even for reasons entirely unrelated to the cat, is living with a cat that is quietly, constantly on edge. That tension doesn't disappear when you turn to your cat and try to be affectionate. The cat felt the room before you turned around. The slow blink is an act of initiation, a reaching out, a first word in a language your cat already speaks. And once you start speaking it, consistently, patiently, without expecting an immediate result, your cat will begin to understand something it may have been uncertain about for a very long time. That you see it, that you chose it, that it doesn't have to wait anymore. There is an animal in your home who has loved you in the only language it knows and waited, quietly, for you to love it back in that same language. Now you know how. Drop a comment. I read every single one. Subscribe, and tell me the first time your cat slow blinked at you, and click the next video. What we cover there might surprise you even more. See you there.